Good evening, YouTube. Melvin, Quant Geekery. This is a introduction on what the preliminaries are going into the Wealth of Nations series and what the structure will be for the next few months. Each video will be a bite-sized video summary of one chapter. It will be no physical notes, no PowerPoint presentations, the like, just a 5-minute summary of each chapter, and with a 1 minute on how each chapter flows into how each chapter is connected to other chapters, as well as how they connect with later sections that will be developed. It's also important to understand that the framework that I am taking with the Wealth of Nations is not in the form of an ideology, which is distinct from how it's put together in many of the, I would just say, bread tube generally. Ideology as a word did not exist when the Wealth of Nations was created. It was written. Much of the way that capitalism formed was different depending on the area. Capitalism in continental Europe was different than capitalism in the United States, which was different than capitalism in England. If you're taking a Marxist lens and an ideological Marxist lens, you do have an aspect of, I would say, the Raylan Givens rule. It's, you meet an asshole, you meet an asshole. But if everything that you meet that's not Marxism is bullshit and stupid and self-defeating, your ideology is bullshit. There you go. When everything else is wrong but yours, and it's just so obvious, and people are either stupid or ignorant or intentionally lying, you are doing all three right now. Now, whether you're a fascist, whether you're an interventionist, whether you're a hyper right-wing person or a hyper left-wing, when everybody else is either stupid, ignorant, or evil, when they're disagreeing with you, you are all three. You may not agree with the conclusions of the Wealth of Nations. I don't agree with it. Most people that are capitalists don't agree with very important sections of it. The opinion on limited liability companies, yeah. For those that are wondering, yes, Adam Smith on several occasions basically tears into the idea of limited liability companies. He called them joint stock companies. He saw it as a complete violation of fair play, that the only way for a corporation to exist would be to have a charter from a central bank or directly from a ruling authority. In many cases, these were coming directly from a king. So the king, which had sovereign power over the economy, gave special privileges, or as he called them, prerogatives, to particular corporations to just get away with shit. And they abused it. And also, when it came to finance, banks, large firms could basically run up almost unlimited amounts of debt, and they could not be called, because if those debtors were shown to be insolvent, then the creditors would themselves have losses on their books larger than what they themselves could pay for their own loans, which were backed by the collateral of the loans that were owed to them. Those things were known almost 250 years ago, and he criticized them then in 1776. And yet, when ideology starts talking, it's as if they could not read they could not read that little thing on when the stuff was written. All right, have a blessed one. See you next week.